Hello guys, Bufferkid here, back on my channel. Been a while. First time doing a PC video. I'm actually going to do a review for a set. And of course, welcome to Star Trek Online, one of my most favorite MMORPGs. The only MMORPG that I play is Star Trek Online. And welcome to it. I'm hoping to do more videos for Star Trek Online in the future, but it all depends on how things work out with Fraps. And of course how the game holds up with the current graphics that I'm using for the computer, because right now on my computer I am only using onboard graphics, which is an Intel HD onboard graphics card, and the settings are turned down as somewhat low as I can get them. So I'm hoping that things will work out and that the game client does not crash, because lately I have been experiencing client crashes with the game. So anyway, enough with that rambling. Um, so Again, welcome to Star Trek Online. In this video, I want to talk about a set in the game, and that is called the Aegis set. Now, this is a set that can be crafted in the game when you reach level 15 in R&D school in Shield, Engineering, and Science. It's a three-piece set. Now, of course, I'd like to introduce you to one of my characters in the game. I would like to introduce you to Ron Elizabeth Spence. She is one of my characters, and she is a joined Trill. And she is one of my engineering characters, and so far she has proven to be a very good character. So let's go ahead and talk about the set, shall we? Now I'm going to show you my build here. Now, standard disclaimer applies on this build. This build is working for me so far. It may not work for everybody, but you know, it's preference on how you build your ship in the game and what you want to do with your ship. Now, so far the ship that I've built it with is a semi-beam build, which means I'm running mostly beams and 2 torps, and consoles are a little different. And of course, one couple fleet things on there, but bear in mind too that the fleet I also co-run in the game with ArcadeMameMachine, which is the Borg Assimilation Squad. It's myself, ArcadeMameMachine, Jay Blackheart, Big Daddy Darth, and Jay Blackheart. Well, I think I mentioned Jay Blackheart and Trouble A385. We all run this fleet, but mainly it's myself and ArcadeMameMachine that are handling the administrative end of the Borg Assimilation Squad. So let's get to the ship now, shall we? So, okay. So here I would like to introduce you to the USS Kimmin. This is a Venture X Dreadnought Cruiser T5U. Now, this is a ship that can be purchased 2 ways in the C-Store. You can purchase this ship as a T5 by either just buying the standard Galaxy Dreadnought Cruiser, or the best way I would recommend to get the ship is, of course, to buy the Galaxy Pack. As it comes with the Galaxy Pack is a good value. It's 4,000 Zen for the Galaxy Pack. The Dreadnought Cruiser is 25,000 Zen. 2,500 Zen. I take that back. It's 4,000 Zen for the bundle, and then 2,500 Zen just for the Dreadnought. Now, the Galaxy Pack includes the Exploration Cruiser refit, and that is a Venture class. It's a Tier 3 Starship. It has the Exploration Cruiser retrofit, the Galaxy class, which is a T5 Starship that can be upgraded to T5U. And of course, the Dreadnought Cruiser, which is also Tier 5, and it can be upgraded to T5U now with the release of the Delta Rising expansion in Star Trek Online. So, and this is the USS Kimmin. I have upgraded this to T5U because once you've unlocked a T5 ship upgrade, to upgrade it from T5 to T5U, that unlocks for your entire account. So if you have the ship unlocked in the C-Store or in your fleet and you've upgraded it on one character, you have unlocked it permanently for the whole account, which I like that. So okay, so here we go. This is the Aegis set. The Aegis Deflector Array Mark 12. Once again, this is crafted in the R&D Science School. Please forgive me if I ramble a little bit. Science School. This can be crafted when you reach level 15. And then there is the Aegis Hyper Impulse Engines Mark 12. This can be crafted when you reach Engineering Tier 15, level 15 in Engineering School in R&D. And of course, the Aegis Covariant Shield Array Mark 12, that is crafted when you reach R&D School in Shield rank 15. Now the build I'm running on this ship is, of course, I am running 5 phaser beam arrays, Mark 12, critical damage, critical hit, and damage. And then I'm also running phaser beam arrays, Mark 12, accuracy times 3. This was, of course, the dual beam array that I'm running. And that one is a little different. That one actually matches this one. But mainly accuracy times 3. And now the warp engine that I'm running is the Advanced Fleet Plasma Integrated Warp Core Mark 12 Efficient Auxiliary to Shields with Shield Capacitor and SSR. Now this warp core is obtained excuse me about that, is obtained from your fleet spire. For, if I remember, this is 12,000 dilithium, and I think it was like 12,000 fleet marks that I got this. But this is a warp core I have not yet tried. And then on the front, I am running a quantum torpedo launcher Mark 12 accuracy with critical hit times 2. And then on the rear, I am running a quantum torpedo launcher Mark 12 accuracy and crit damage times 2. Now for my consoles, these consoles here, this one, the console antimatter spread, the saucer separation, and of course the cloaking device is obtained from each of the 3 ships. The Galaxy Dreadnought, or in this case I'm running the Venture Dreadnought. The cloaking device comes with it. The antimatter spread is obtained from the Exploration Cruiser Refit Venture class, and then the saucer separation module is obtained from the Exploration Cruiser Retrofit Galaxy class. Now for the other 2 engineering consoles, I am running an EPS flow regulator Mark 12. I am running a conductive RCS accelerator Mark 12. You can purchase this on the exchange, or when you reach level 15 in engineering school, you can craft this as well. Now I want to throw a disclaimer too on the Aegis set. The Aegis set can only be crafted when you reach level 15 in those 3 schools, Shields, Science, and Engineering, and it requires a specific duty officer, which is an Aegis specialist, which, as far as I know, there's only one way to obtain the Aegis DOF, and that is the request R&D assistance at Starfleet Academy for 1,000 dilithium, and pray that you get him, because he cannot be sold, he cannot be traded. He is a very rare DOF that is bound. Alright, now for the other engineering console, I am running the Universal Enhanced Plasma Manifold. This console is obtained from the, if I remember correctly, this is the science, yep, this is the Oberth Light Science Vessel that is a tier 1 that you can get the Enhanced Plasma Manifold. And so far what this does is this boosts your shield, engine, and auxiliary power for 15 seconds. And it's actually a pretty useful console. And of course it can work in conjunction if you have a red matter capacitor, which I do have that on my main character. Okay, now for the other science console, I am running a shield refrequencer Mark 12 plus shield regen. I just got this the other day from the Dyson Reputation System as a drop. And then for the tactical consoles, I am running a 0-point quantum chamber Mark 12 and 2 phaser relay Mark 12s. One I actually crafted on one of my other characters, and then the other one I bought off the exchange. Now if you cannot craft the Aegis set, the best way I can recommend to do is to buy the Aegis set off the exchange, because there's a lot of people that are crafting the Aegis set and buy it off the exchange. It's going to cost you some EC. I figure if you have about 10 million EC, you can get at least 2 of the pieces of the Aegis set, and then you're going to have to grind to get the 3rd. And that's, bear in mind, if you don't have an EC credit cap, because free-to-play players or silver players have an EC credit cap of 10 million. And now me, I'm a lifetime subscriber to Star Trek Online, so I do not have, my EC credit cap is a 1 billion EC. Alright, so let's go ahead and beam up to the ship here, and we will take a look at it out in sector space. And then I'll do a quick mission real quick. I don't want this video to be too long. I just want to focus on the highlights of the Aegis set and how it can benefit you if you're building a beam build. Okay, now of course the look of the Aegis set, once it loads in, is it makes your ship look like it's from Tron, and it's actually pretty nice. I like this set. It looks good. Now on other dreadnoughts that I have on other characters, I'm using, of course, the adapted Mako set with anti-proton, and I wanted to try out the Aegis set, so I went ahead and got it. I saved up enough EC and got it, and it looks pretty good. I actually like it. Now, when you get now there is set bonuses, of course, to the Aegis set. So if we pull up info, there is a set 2 and a set 3 bonus for the Aegis set. Now, if you get 2 pieces of the Aegis set, it doesn't matter if it's the engines, deflector, or the shields. If you have 2 pieces of it, you get the energy negation, which negates all damage for 0.1 seconds once every 30 seconds. And then when you get all 3 pieces of the Aegis set, you get the set 3 bonus of energy feedback conductor, which is 10 max, target self, and 2-minute cooldown, plus 100 damage resistance, reduces damage to shields by 30% when hit by damage, plus 2% bonus damage every plus bonus energy damage, excuse me, and effective apply once per second, max 10 stacks. So it's actually, this set is actually pretty good. I've done a few Borg STFs with it, and it looks pretty good. Now, if we look at the Kim stats here, my power transfer rate is 355% on this. My shield regen is 150.6 shield every 6 seconds. And then my hull right now, because this is T5U and Ronner is level 54 right now in the game, she's almost level 55. Her hull is 68,509, so it's pretty good hull increase right now. So let's go ahead and let's do a quick mission real quick. Let's see if I can. I do not have the ability, so I'm going to do a quick cut, and then we're going to do one of the missions real quick, which is Treylas Satellite Repair. And I'll go ahead and show you how the set works on Treylas. So if you give me one moment, I will be right back. Alright guys, sorry for the cut. Just because I don't have transwarp ability on Ronner yet. She hasn't reached a diplomacy level 2, so she cannot transwarp to K7, which is the quickest way to get to Treylas, which is in the Eta Eridani sector block. So now here we are at Treylas. This is a pretty decent mission to try out a build, but most people use either Japori in Taldewa sector or Argala in the Delta Quadrant. But right now Ronner is not up to Delta Rising missions yet. She will be soon after a couple missions in the game. So let's do Treylas real quick. Pretty easy mission. It's easy 480 dilithium reward if you successfully complete it, of course. But yep, here we go. So go ahead and set everything. So pretty much what you're doing is you're repairing 3 satellites here in Treylas. And the first one here is mainly a tough satellite, but it's not too bad if you know the pattern to do it. And then I will also show out my bridge officer layout too once I finish Treylas. I forgot to mention the bridge officers that I'm using on this build. In fact, well, let's talk about them real quick. I'm using an efficient Saurian as in my universal console, which is one thing good about the Dreadnought is it does have a universal BOF seating. It's an ensign BOF seating. I'm using Eliza Flores, and she has a leadership ability. So she will inspire your crew to repair subsystems faster in the Lieutenant Tactical seat. Now for the Commander Engineering Station, I am of course using a unique Borg Bridge Officer. Now she has efficient. She has an efficient trait, which also will help out power levels, as well as the efficient Saurian that I have. And the unique Borg Bridge Officer, you can purchase her for 500. If I remember, it's 550 Zen in the C-store under personnel, and it's a good bridge officer to have. Now I am using a Bajoran in the Lieutenant Commander Engineering Bridge Officer Station, and then for science I'm using Tivril, which is the Vulcan, in my Lieutenant Science Station. 2 powers that she's using is Hazard Emitters, which is a Hull Cleanse and Debuff, and Science Team. And then for Basral, she is the Bajoran in the Lieutenant Commander Engineering Station, she's using Auxiliary Power to Structural Integrity Field 2, Reverse Shield Polarity, and Emergency Power to Auxiliary Run. Now this helps out with exotic damage, such as the Aceton Beam 3 that 4 of Spence is using, my unique Borg Bridge Officer, in conjunction with Directed Energy Modulation 2, Engineering Team 2, and Emergency Power to Weapons 1, Now, Eliza Flores, she is using Torpedo Spread 1 and Beam Fire at Will 2, and then of course my Efficient Saurian, she is using Tactical Team 1. So here we go. We will go ahead and scan the third and final satellite. We will send our repair team over. And here comes the bloody Carlides, otherwise known as the True Way. Now I hope that you may hear pick up from the game because it is output through my 7.1 receiver. Now the whole key is here in this mission is pretty much you've got to defend these satellites from the True Way and prevent them from destroying them and killing your engineering team. I did this mission the other day and my shields were pretty much down, but the hull still held up pretty well. And the shields do have a pretty decent regen rate as well if you're using the right consoles and you keep your power levels up. Now there I just used the enhanced plasma manifold. Once again, that's obtained from the over. If you want to get that, that's only 500 Zen for that ship. Multiple enemies here, multiple targets. And the hangar pets right now that I'm using are just the normal Delta Flyers. Eventually I will get the advanced Delta Flyers from the dilithium store, which I use on other builds for the Dreadnought. That's pretty easy here, look at that. We are kicking the True Way's butt, the Gem Hadar and the Cardassian. We're on another ship. I see that's what I said, that's the benefit of a beam build here. I can use the beam fire arc, and I can do a lot of beam damage here. In this, as you can see, so now we'll hit emergency power to auxiliary, hit my Abaton beam. Yep, pretty nice. And of course I like the effect of the Aegis that the contrast behind it. Pretty nice. Alright, so let's recall my hangar pets. Of course, 2 of them got destroyed. Because these are, like I said, just normal Delta Flyer hangar pets that you can get from the shipyard. The advanced Delta Flyers are in the dilithium store, and then there's the elite Delta Flyers, which are obtained when your fleet is tier 5 in science, and those are pretty expensive. So we'll go ahead and hit ops real quick, and we will pick up our crew, and we will be done with the mission. Let's do a little celebration, hit my fireworks here. Emote that is given out as a time reward, or is given out automatically if you purchase a lifetime subscription to Star Trek Online, which I highly recommend if you can. So alright, so let's go ahead and depart the system here. Treylas satellite repair is complete. So let's go ahead and hail Mr. ArcadeMameMachine's buddy Franklin Drake. As you can see, 480 dilithium ore, easy 480 dilithium ore, and you can repeat this mission every 20 hours. Highly recommend to do so. So once again guys, thanks for watching, and please stay tuned for more Star Trek Online videos as well, because I've got more in the plans that I would like to do, and it all depends on how this one turns out and if I can get means to get better capturing, of course, meaning a dedicated graphics card, and also to you know be sure to check out our fleet in the game, which is of course the Borg Assimilation Squad. We are getting there on our fleet. We are almost tier 1, tier 2 on engineering. We have a tier 2 starbase. We have a tier 1 dilithium mine. We are working on our tier 1 embassy. We just opened our tier 1 spire, and of course our tier 2 starbase. So once again guys, thanks for watching, thanks for sticking around, and this is Bufferkid saying be cool and see you, and stay tuned for more videos for Star Trek Online. Thanks for watching.